I'm Prince L Jarbo, founder of Project Change. As an organization, our mission is to groom self-sustaining youth to help rebuild a productive Liberia. We change the mindsets of the youth from one that says, I cannot, to one that believes, I can. We're proud to sponsor the Youth Insight on KMTV, presented by Sherman, because we also believe in creating a platform for the young people to voice themselves. If you would like to learn more about what we do and how we do it, and how you can join the movement, you can find us on Facebook or Instagram at Pro Change in Liberia. Or you can also visit our website at prochangeInLiberia.org. That's PROCHANGEIN Liberia. Until next time, enjoy the show. Hi, I'm Prince L Jarbo, founder of Project Change. As an organization, our mission is to groom self-sustaining youth to help rebuild a productive Liberia. We change the mindsets of the youth from one that says, I cannot, to one that believes, I can. We're proud to sponsor the Youth Insight on KMTV, presented by Sherman, because we also believe in creating a platform for the young people to voice themselves. If you would like to learn more about what we do and how we do it, and how you can join the movement, you can find us on Facebook or Instagram at Pro Change in Liberia. Or you can also visit our website at prochangeInLiberia.org. That's PROCHANGEIN Liberia. Until next time, enjoy the show. Hi, I'm Prince L Jarbo, founder of Project Change. As an organization, our mission is to groom self-sustaining youth to help rebuild a productive Liberia. We change the mindsets of the youth from one that says, I cannot, to one that believes, I can. We're proud to sponsor the Youth Insight on KMTV, presented by Sherman, because we also believe in creating a platform for the young people to voice themselves. If you would like to learn more about what we do and how we do it, and how you can join the movement, you can find us on Facebook or Instagram at Pro Change in Liberia. Or you can also visit our website at prochangeInLiberia.org. That's PROCHANGEIN Liberia. Until next time, enjoy the show. Hi, I'm Prince L.
And of course, this is Youth Insight on KMTV, a platform that sets the agenda where we as young people can unleash our voices for the better. We bring stakeholders from the length and breadth of our country, even in the diaspora, to make sure that we as young people have an impartive strength that Liberia as a country can boast of a fruitful generation. Again, this is Youth Inside. I remain your host, Sherman. We take this very short break and be right back with our guest, Prince Jarbo, founder of Project Change.
Technology can never replace the warmth of an exchange with a salesperson. At Orange, we do all what we can within our power so you can continue your transactions, transfer your money, pay for your goods, and recharge your phone from home.
Orange.
And of course, welcome back. This is Youth Insight, and today with us, we are happy to announce that we have as our guest the founder of Project Change, organization involved into making young people a reality of our society. Prince Jarbo is the founder. Prince Jarbo, welcome to KMTV, wherever you are, bro.
Thank you, Sherman, and it's a pleasure being here. My team and I, we've supported the youth since almost a year now, actually. And to actually be live on this station myself, it is a pleasure and a total honor, and especially at such crucial time where the issue of rape is so prevalent in our society. Thank you.
Well, how's things been? I mean, you there in the diaspora while working with your colleagues. I mean, tell us a little bit about yourself, the organization, a little bit while we keep the ball rolling.
So, if you don't know, I'm Prince L Jarbo. Not really. There's not really much about me. Like the title says, I'm the founder of Project Change, which is a youth-led organization. And at Project Change, we believe in changing the mindsets of the youth from one that is
dependent and relying on the society to one that is self-sustainable, takes the initiative and try to change their lives for the better, so that in turn we all can help rebuild a productive Liberia. So that was a vision that was given to me at a very young, and the fact that I'm able to implement that vision today is such a blessing and a privilege. And I'm grateful for the team that God has placed around me. And that's what we do. And outside of that, I'm also an airman in the United States Air Force. So I've been in for almost 3 years, and I have about 3 more years to go. And we're taking it day by day. We'll see where we'll be at in the next 3 years.
Wow.
But I'm mostly concerned in serving my country, which is what I do through Project Change for many other, and my foundation, the Prince L Jarbo Foundation. So it's such a blessing to be doing to do what I'm doing.
So mom would say, how is it like being in a school of army or military and then running
Air
such
Force, Air Force.
organization in the Air Force? So let's get it right.
Correct, correct. It's not really your school. I mean, it is a continuous journey of education and learning. I have grown from where I am now. My leadership skills have definitely developed. But it's more so a professional institution that's in the business of war fighting. So not so much education wise. However, I am in school outside of the Air Force. But we're grateful. We're always learning the leadership skills that I have and that I know. It's mainly 100% due to the Air Force. So I couldn't be much more grateful for the opportunities that the American society and the Air Force family has granted me.
Now that goes strictly into business. Project Change has over the years has been established and doing some level of operations. I attended the opening of the office officially, and I saw some things. I mean, tell us more about what led to the inspiration that led to the formation of Project Change.
Good question, and thank you. So, Project Change, if a bit about me, is my mom sent me back to Liberia. I first went to the United States, I came to the United States, excuse me, when I was about 12 years old. And 2 years later, my mom decided that I was being a very bad kid. And so, which I did not smoke or drink or anything, but I could have gotten to that point. So she decided to send me back to Liberia. Now, coming back to Liberia after 2.5 years of being away, things were really different for me. And one of the things that I noticed is that my mindset at the time was more so of a growth mindset. So I wanted to do things to get me where I wanted to be. But coming into the Liberian society at such a young age, I quickly learned that a lot of the youth my age, they weren't thinking in the same direction. Mostly what they wanted to do was to complain, how the government was bad, how the system was corrupt, how the society has been set up in a way that, that basically ties them down to the ground. And as a young person, I remember irritated about the whole situation and how the youth perceive themselves and their future. And over time, I became very passionate in a way that I was almost angry at the situation. So eventually, uh, later on in my life, like after a few years of being in Liberia, God revealed to me that He said, "This is the reason I brought you back to Liberia, so you can learn your roots, learn where you're from, and help bring hope to these young people." And at that point, that's when I realized I'm like, this is a problem that even God cares about. So instead of being frustrated at the young people, I was even more understanding. And I told God, I'm like, I don't know what to do or how to do it, but if you equip me, I'm definitely going to come back here and do whatever that needs to be done. Because, after a few years, um, when I came back to the United States, I tried raising money in 2016 for the project, and that wasn't save up my personal funds. In 2019, we were able to do the first workshop where we worked with 20 schools, including Christ the King, FMC, schools. And it was pretty successful. Then we decided to form that into an organization because we saw the need for a continuous project like the one we did in 2019. So now we're a fully functional organization. As you said, we did attend our opening ceremony. So we're moving almost 2 years now, and I couldn't be any more proud.
I mean, a lot of things you've said and leading to your own inspiration as a founder of of Project Change, and I guess Project Change is not only Liberia situated.
Primarily in Liberia, but we do have our headquarters. It's in the United States, and mainly responsible for fundraising activities and overseeing the branch in Liberia. Day-to-day work is being done in Liberia.
Give us an overview about your activities, looking at your achievements since you've been in existence for 3 years. I mean, 3 consecutive years. What have been your own achievement as a youth group wanting the best for Liberians?
So my personal achievement within the military is
Yeah, I mean, the Project Change, I showed you've been working on a lot of things. You share with us what are those things, how has it benefited Liberians, especially the young people?
so we just celebrated our first year of existence uh, in this year in February. So we're almost 2 years old. Next February is going to make us 2 years. So it's a very short time for a very big idea, and a lot of people are surprised when we tell them that we've only been around for such a short time, and they see that we have an office, they see that we have a fully functioning staff, which I understand, but at the same time, we have burdened ourselves with a lot of expectations. Some of the things that we have been able to accomplish ever since we were founded is the workshop, like I said, in 2019. We did that with 20 students from 4 different schools. And recently, we worked with about 20 youth organizations coming from all across Liberia, including Lofa and Nimba counties. And that lasted about 3 days. And we basically taught our young leaders how to become better leaders, how to lead and manage their people and resources. So that was the second project we did.
Okay.
We're actually, for the first time ever, we were going to host an Olympics that would play games like Lapa, Pocket King, and other fun games that we played as kids, which we called household games. But due to the COVID, we weren't able to do that. So we had things under our belt that we're planning on, but currently our students are benefiting from the relationship that we have been able to institution here in America. So students from Liberia, since they're not able to go to school because of COVID, we have instituted a program that is working directly with a private high school here in America. So students are going online and attending schools and taking their lessons through a private institution. So that's something that we're currently working on.
We also understand you have the Prince Jarbo Foundation. Share with us what are the things within the pipeline of Prince Jarbo Foundation, how Liberians are going to benefit from a foundation you initiate this part, an organization again that you have.
So the foundation basically oversees all my nonprofit work. So anything within the nonprofit sector, the foundation is going to be kind of like the father. So Project Change kind of falls underneath the foundation, but not in any bureaucracy way that is going to control Project Change. Is just saying that whatever we come up with that is non-profit, this is going to fall underneath that. But basically, the foundation is my way of appreciating what God has done for me, what people in my life have done for me, and the little that I have, which is very little, my 10% and sometimes more, I'm able to give it back to the foundation. So that's what it is for now. And my goal is to continue to use that as a way to empower not just the young people of Liberia, but every sector that needs to be empowered, every person that needs to be empowered. So wherever the need is, for the sake of Liberia, that's where we're going to put our funds. And that's what we've been doing so far. We ran a COVID-19 call and data center where we invested a little over $1,000 buying rice, calling people, taking down data. We even have it on our website. We did a report basically gathering data of how it's affecting people, how people can get help. And, you can go on our website and read that. But these are things that we're doing. It's not just individuals or young people. Whatever the need is within the country at the time, which currently is COVID-19. So that's where we tailored our resources.
With all of these things you're doing, what's the sustainability plan or what's the sustainability guarantee back towards your activities, looking at the foundation, looking at Project Change?
So I'm guessing by sustainability, you're saying as far as where is the money coming from?
Yeah, the fundings, the support, how are things like for you, especially looking at two areas you're coming from as a young man, I mean, a young Liberian looking at the future of Liberian youth, what are those fountains support morally, financially as well? How things have been for you?
So, with anything that you're starting off, be it a business, be it nonprofit, or any idea, as someone who's passionate with what you're doing, it's almost expected for you to have your own personal investment into it, which for me, I see as a blessing, as a privilege. There are so many other young people that are better than me, that have more money than me, that are way smarter than me, that God could have chosen to be in my position. The fact that He chose me, and even though I have to spend my money, I see that as a 100% privilege. You always don't want to be in the situation where you have to receive. So if you're the one given to me, it's a blessing. Even if it's given more than I need to, I see that as a blessing. But a lot of the sources come from my paycheck with the Air Force. I do have a lot of other businesses that I do, like the housing business and stuff like that. So that's how I'm able to somewhat keep up with what I'm doing. However, the need to rebuild Liberia is a huge responsibility. So with that, I cannot do that by myself. So every year we do a fundraiser that people from all across America contribute towards. So we've been doing that. That's another way Project Change is able to sustain itself. But and then members of the organization that are as passionate as me are able to contribute. Like I said, the team here in America is mostly responsible for fundraising. So the team members in America can step up and give their own personal funds, and I cannot be any more grateful for that. So those are ways that we're able to sustain the organization. As far as my foundation, that's currently 100% me, and in the future, that's actually how I want to keep it because it's my way of giving back to Liberia. So the more that I make, the more the foundation is going to receive, and the more empowerment it can bring about. But Project Change, I'm always empowering them, giving them the tools they need so that they can be able to stand on their own. Because I'm not always going to be around forever, and the need is going to be around for a much longer time. So you definitely need to empower them so that they can exist and be productive without me. I don't want to be in the picture. So that's currently where we are.
There are a lot of young people who are maybe residing in the U.S. or other part of the diaspora, but concerns and the way forward in giving back to their society, like you do as a young Liberian, do you have some specific things to tell them when it comes to how it is as a young person giving back to your motherland?
To that, I would just say take a trip. Take a trip back to Liberia. Uh, you don't need to have a goal. You don't need to have a plan. I can almost guarantee you by the time the plane touches the ground, you're going to be convicted in some way, shape, or form. The first time that I came here, when I was coming back from America, as soon as the plane landed, I knew that I was in a different country. It felt different. The road pavement was very rocky. You could tell that you're in a third world country. And because of that, I was like, it basically shocked me, and I knew that it was catered to. So if you're a Liberian in the diaspora, you need to just take a trip to Liberia. You don't need to have an idea of how you're going to help. Just come take a trip, visit your friends and family, and as you're doing all those normal things, you're going to realize what the need is. And I believe solely just the fact that you're a Liberian and the fact that you're in a position to give back, you're going to be convicted. And you don't need to know what that is. The society is going to tell you what the need is, and it's up to you to choose to, basically tailor your resources to that need.
So how do you feel giving back to society individually?
It's only going to get better as God blesses me with everything that I do. I always give more. For me, I'm here today because people have been so generous to me, and the fact that I'm in the same position to give back is 100% privilege, and I couldn't be any more grateful, honestly. And you hear me, and I truly am grateful.
All right, you are watching Youth Inside, wherever you are across our one global village. We bring you the voices of young people. We bring stick artists from local, national, and international levels, looking at the dimensional trend of young people as we set the pace for our own progress in the society. This is Youth Inside. I'm Zach, Totiama Sherman, and of course, we are paying host to Prince Lawrence Jarbo, founder of Project Change. We take a very short break and we'll be back with a lot of issues to discuss right on Youth Inside.
Hi, I'm Prince L Jarbo, founder of Project Change. As an organization, our mission is to groom self-sustaining youth to help rebuild a productive Liberia. We change the mindsets of the youth from one that says, I cannot, to one that believes I can. We're proud to sponsor the Youth Insight on KMTV, presented by Sherman, because we also believe in creating a platform for the young people to voice themselves. If you would like to learn more about what we do and how we do it, and how you can join the movement, you can find us on Facebook or Instagram at Pro Change in Liberia. Or you can also visit our website at prochangeInLiberia.org. That's PROCHANGEIN Liberia. Until next time, enjoy the show.
Welcome back. This is Youth Insight. I remain your host, Zach Sherman. Today we are paying host to Prince L Jarbo, founder of Project Change, and they are involved into building the capacity of young people, among other things. Welcome back, Prince L Jarbo.
Thank you. So Zach actually is Prince Larmy Jarbo, Larmy, and Larmy is honor of.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I'm sure that's an African, so how do I excuse for that? All right, let's get another thing going. After talking a little bit about Project Change, Prince Jarbo Foundation, let's go back, or let's come to our country, Liberia. The issue of rape, as it takes, seems to be an epidemic that should be looked at carefully and critically. As a young man residing in the U.S. and looking back at your country, do you have something specific to do or to say when it comes to this situation?
Very good question. So I've actually been following this rape case since the year started. If you're not aware, I do like an annual message since last year I've started, and I basically recap the challenges we had as a country and the achievements we made and the progress we can make moving forward. And for this year, one of the things that I talked about was basically the issue of rape. It's a prevalent concern in our society. And it's surprising to me that, we still look down on women, we still mistreat them, we still abuse them, even though we brought up one of the brightest, most smartest, women in Africa, Her Excellency L Jarbo. And I don't have any political ties to her, but, the respect does need to be given that she is an outstanding woman. But with all that, our society still looks down and mistreats the women that, we're supposed to be protecting and working alongside. At Project Change, about 60% of the people that I work with and the people that work with us are all women. And the next person in line to be the country coordinator, the next highest ranking person within Liberia, it's a woman. And to me, it's unbelievable that we don't believe in what women can do. And with that, we just disrespect them in whatever way possible. But what we're doing as an organization is next year we're going to establish a public library where within that library there's going to be a training sector that is going to basically have programs tailored to the victims of rape. And we don't know exactly how that's going to turn out. We might need to invite doctors and experts to come in and talk to these victims. But basically, our concern is to have a safety net, a safety place for these people to come to and feel like they're not being judged, they're not being pointed at because of what happened to them. And then, with other things that I'm doing outside of Project Change is we see in Liberia that a lot of the problems we have is we don't have information. Information is not available to us. We cannot look back in history and look at data and make decisions moving forward. So with that, a nonprofit that I'm working with, I ensure that within that organization, we have a department of statistics. So that department is going to be specifically responsible for tracing and tracking issues like rape. Why do people do these things? Maybe interviewing not just the victims, but also the perpetrators, and seeing how we can come up with solutions to these social problems. So this is how we're actively working on resolving these issues. It's not something that we're going to benefit from now, but in the future, it's definitely something that will be much needed and much more beneficial. And that's the problem with us as a country is people are not really thinking in the future. People are thinking about what's now, what can I get right now, and that's why we're here because our ancestors never did that. So more so, like I'm hoping and I thank God for the people who are actively working right now. But my game plan is always for Liberia is always to think ahead. I think at least 3 to 5 to 10, 20 years ahead, and that's what we're establishing these departments and community organizations to help resolve the long term issue. But that's what we're doing as an organization.
You talk about having a unit where you will be taking statistics on tracking rape issues and sexual violence. I mean, women are confronted with in Liberia. Considering the landscape of our country, are you willing to do a nationwide project on that?
Yes, so the organization that is going to be undertaking this project, it is going to be an international organization. Specifically, the fact that I am from Liberia, I have told my team that I'm currently working with, I have folks from Nigeria and all that, and I told them that our headquarters is going to be in Liberia. So the headquarters being in Liberia, meaning that everything else, we're going to oversee all the other branches in other countries. But as far as implementing a project that is nationwide, of course, if there's a need, if we need to reach the whole country, we're definitely going to do that. And we even did that with my foundation, as in with the call and data center that we had. We reached out to as many counties as we could, and as many counties as were affected by the virus. We did not say, oh, we're only reaching out to Monrovia like a lot of people do. We reached out to as many counties, about probably 7 counties if I'm not mistaken. But yes, if there's a need and we have the resources, we're definitely going to do that. And if we don't have the resources, the question is not it's not optional to just say, oh, we don't have it. It's how can we get it? How can we partner with other people that do have those resources to still do what we need to do? Because society requires us to do that. So of course.
Now, looking back to Liberia on the issue of rape issue, who has been a very critical issue. A lot of young people have been on the streets. Started yesterday, even today. Traffic all jam up as a result of a lot of young people who are coming to the street, making sure that the issue of rape is curtailed in our country, and then. There are some concerns that have been raised from those diasporans and Liberians like you concerning this rape issue. Are you guys working in modalities to have a common ground wherein your message, your oneness can be felt in Liberia when it comes to the rape issue as a young set of people?
Really, I'm not, me and my team or me individually, we're not partnering with anyone over here. And I haven't really heard people over here having any different views from what the people in Liberia are saying. I solely and 100% stand with those who have the audacity to go on the streets. Even though it could be very hard, even though it could be not their families that are affected by this.
Okay.
I do stand with them, and if I was there, most likely than not, I will be there in my all black. Standing and advocating for these young people that have been victimized by this. So that's all I can say to that. And if there's anyone over here in America that needs the partner, so
but do you have a room for that, if there's a need be?
Hoping to as I have to put my resources to where the need is. And like I said, with the coronavirus, we did that. We do that in the communities. Before the coronavirus, when there's people hungry and you visit and you see that they don't have food, we give them rice as we can. So if there's a need and we have it, yes, of course, it's never an option. Like I'm never going to see a need and I can help and never do that. I always believe in empowerment. I might not be the one on the front line doing it, but I will be in the background. That's the role that I believe God has sent me to play.
Does Project Change have a place where when one wants to partner when it comes to this issue of advocacy, like you talk about doing the statistics on tracking rape issues in the country? Do you have room for acceptance when somebody wants to partner with you in having this in the country?
We really do believe in partnerships at Project Change. And take your youth program, for example. Take the other organizations that we work with for our conferences. That's all we believe in because we understand that without partnership, we cannot effectively rebuild Liberia. It doesn't take one team or one person to effectively rebuild a productive Liberia that we do want to see in the future. So yes, if there is a team that wants to partner with us in however way, of course we have to ensure that it lines up with our vision and what we believe. But if ultimately it's to benefit Liberia, we're 100% on board.
All right, we soon to be leaving, but let's quickly look at the issue of education, the issue of health, and looking at Liberia as a country where young people are mostly affected educational wise and health wise. As a young man, having an organization, heading an organization as well, and even funding it, do you guys want to help Liberia when it comes to their own health activities, their own educational activities? Is Project Change looking into that direction?
Right. So we do have four specific missions, which all comes together to form our vision. One of those specific missions is to assist the youth in their educational endeavors. And currently, how we're working on that is with a scholarship that we've been able to advocate for to this private institution in America. And the name of the school is the Cornerstone Christian Preparatory Academy. So this is given a scholarship to after I returned from Liberia to attend. So it's a private institution, and when I was there, the tuition was $7,500, so $7,500. And if you know much about the American education system, is one, you do not have to pay to go to high school. So if you're paying to go to high school, it's typically because either you're given the opportunity or your family has money to send you there. So this is an institution that, because of my relationship with them, I've been able to basically bring them on board to have Project Change be granted the opportunity for our students to benefit from their school. So we have students that are going to be enrolling into the school as full-time students starting in September. So when they graduate, they're going to graduate with a diploma saying that they attended this private institution in America. And we already have students that went through the summer program. They've already experienced how different the teachers are, how caring and personal the teaching is. So with that, like, I had a student that went through this program, and she had, passion for algebra, but what she was missing was the knowledge and just the passion alone. When she came on board to the summer program, the teacher was able to, basically use that passion to give her the knowledge that she was missing. So all this while, she thought she was this great algebra student, but with the teachings that she was provided through this cornerstone, she realized that, dang, I didn't know much, and look at me, like I've learned so much within that 1.5 months. So this is what this partnership with Cornerstone is doing for our students. It's helping them not only become better with themselves, but pass their national exams, pass their WIAC, pass their enrollment into different universities. And we're also trying to help them if they're seeking education outside of Liberia, whatever professional university, want them to have a better application, a better resume. So saying that you graduated from a private institution in America is definitely going to make you stand out compared to someone who did not have that experience. And that's a way that we're contributing, giving back to the Liberian society and improving these young and brilliant people. All of our students are smart. They just need the right tools and the right teachers to be, to know how to basically nourish and bring out those bright minds.
So with this education path you guys are delving into, along with the high school there in the U.S., how is it going to be like? Are Liberians going to be leaving from that country going to U.S. and vice versa?
So yes, potentially that's what we're targeting, because it's one thing to have a Zoom class where you're seeing the teachers. It does get personal, but not too personal, because you haven't had that in-person conversation. Plus, you're still missing the cultural experience. So I am closely working with the school. My team and the school is very, very interested in bringing students from America to Liberia.
I mean, they are going to be transported through airplane or whatever.
Right.
Okay.
Whoever can afford, they're going to come over here. And as far as our students leaving from here, there's no set time or date on that, but that's the ultimate goal. Whenever this program becomes successful, that's what our students are going to do. If we need to raise money to take our students from Liberia to America, maybe for half a semester, we're definitely going to do that. And it will be one of my greatest achievements as a founder and as a leader to bring these young people over here and show them that there's more to just being in Liberia.
Sure.
Opening their minds, and showing them different things that they can do. And another thing that I want to work on with my team in the future is not just stopping at that's what happens after high school. Maybe we can partner with a different college that will give them a different scholarship so that right after high school, they can go directly into the university. So that's something that we're always working on. There's always more room to grow. And currently, we're trying to register ourselves here in America so that more opportunities as far as funding can be granted to us. And with that, with more funding and stuff, we're going to be able to do more easily with our students. So we're definitely actively working on those things.
So are the students from the U.S. going to be coming to Liberia just as Liberians are going to be going to the U.S.? Is that going to be possible?
Yes,
And
yes
how?
sir. Yes, sir. So it'll be, like I said, there's no set time or date, and there's no criteria yet, but whoever is interested and whoever can afford, because it is expensive. But before that happens, we might work with the school to have maybe some lodging set up over here if they want to stay in a hotel, to work with the hotel to make sure that they have a conducive for them to stay in a safe place. But those are things that we're going to work on as an organization, and we're very excited. I know the school is very excited for that. But basically, right now, what we're focused on is to build that trust relationship. So between Project Change and the school, once they start to trust us enough, then we can bring on board those brilliant ideas.
So we looking at the process. I show a lot of young people will be interested in looking at this educational partnership between Project Change and that of the high school in the U.S. But concern could be raised on the criteria set that will lead you being qualified to take this opportunity.
So some of the criteria that we currently have put in place is, by the way, the application was already ended for the 2021 academic year. So if they're interested, it could either work summer or next full academic year. But for now, the application is ended.
And how many students you looking at this number?
About 10 students. So we
10
had
students.
10 in the summer. Yeah, we had 10 in the summer program, and we're going to take another 10. Like I said, it's a full scholarship. And just to give you an idea, for the summer program, they had about 5 classes. That each were valued at $600 per class. $600, and the school gave us full scholarship. So that's what we're dealing with. This is a huge opportunity our students in Liberia have been blessed with. So moving forward, yes, we hope to expand that to more than 10. But with those students that we're working with, we're very trusting that they will become, what we need them to be and what the Liberian society needs them to be. But yes, we're definitely going.
All right, we just have to wrap it up, but you want to talk more about the lot of issues in our country, Liberia. Is there anything more that you want to say on before we can take leave of you?
All I would say is the reason that I'm even in the nonprofit sector, that I even started off with the nonprofit business, is because I honestly, truly believe that there's hope for Liberia. Looking into Liberia, I see so much hope, so much future that is so encouraging to me. And I know a lot of young people struggle to see that. We can understand. I'm in a better position to see that because of what I've been blessed with. But at the same time, I just want people to trust that Liberia is going to get better. That Liberia is not going to remain the same. There are people more than me, people that are as passionate as me, that are working towards building this productive Liberia that we all see. It's my ultimate hope that Liberians will agree they have to leave their country to go anywhere else. But we're all collectively working to rebuild this Liberia. So just hang in there, be hopeful, and the way you can contribute is by doing what the society has convicted you of. And only you know what that is based on your skill set, based on your own personal experiences. So there is hope, and Liberia will be better.
Thank you very much. It was a great time having you, Prince Jarbo from the U.S. and of course, founder of Project Change. We hope to see you as soon as we call you over.
Awesome. And thank you, Zach, and thanks to your team. You guys were awesome. And I just want to shout out to my team, Project Change in Liberia, Ms. Dawn Bestman, Kopo M. Saleh, all the team over there. I can't name you guys, but you guys are great. And like I said, it's been a total privilege, an honor, and a blessing from God to work alongside you guys to make this vision happen. So thank all of you, and to everyone out there, stay safe. Coronavirus is still real, so let's take it seriously. For the people out there advocating for the rape, I stand with you, and we got this.
Thank you very much. It was a great time, Prince. And Prince Jarbo is the founder of Project Change. Project Change is a youth-based organization, and of course involved into issues confronting the young people, bringing young people on board, talking about leadership, talking about their own involvement, advocacy, and the rest among the others. So this is a platform, like we say, that unleash the voices of young people, bringing forth the fruit that embed within them. And that's what we do, making young people to be explorers of the society, making the impacts felt from the local, national, and international standpoint. On that note, folks, that's how we go home on Youth Inside. My name is Zach Sherman, been with Prince Lawrence Jarbo as our guest on the show. But remember that this show sponsorship is still open. You can just contact us to +231 770 017702. Better still, +231 86 087 That's our contacts. You can get us. We can talk. If you want to talk a lot of issues that have to do with young people, you have an organization, you want to do some plans that has to do with young people, you just call our doors are open for you as young people transgress for progression. So I want to say thanks for viewing wherever you've been. Again, I'm Zach Sherman, telling you a pleasant Wednesday evening.
Hi, I'm Prince Lawrence Jarbo, founder of Project Change. As an organization, our mission is to groom self-sustaining youth to help rebuild a productive Liberia. We change the mindsets of the youth from one that says, I cannot, to one that believes, I can. We're proud to sponsor the Youth Insight on KMTV, presented by Zach Sherman, because we also believe in creating a platform for the young people to voice themselves. If you would like to learn more about what we do and how we do it, and how you can join the movement, you can find us on Facebook or Instagram at Pro Change in Liberia. Or you can also visit our website at prochangeInLiberia.org. That's PROCHANGEIN Liberia. Until next time, enjoy the show.